That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like
forward.
a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have sex
Corrupt
and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
Waar gaan hy? Die ballonne is rooi van al die bloed van ons mense wat die afgelope 20 jaar onder 'n demokrasie gesterf het. Nie vanweë ons onsedelike lewe dat ons vigs al opgedoen het nie, maar op grond van die feit dat ons is vir wie ons is en wat ons is, vermoord, gebreek. Maar ons is weer opgestaan.
I'm marching for the genocide that is happening in South Africa. We have 44 murders every day. We have only 20% of criminal actions going to court. 80% of criminal acts are never solved by the police. We have had enough of corruption, of fraud, of governance that's not accountable.
For evil to flourish, good people have to do nothing. And I think that's the biggest thing that happened over the past couple of years. The good people said nothing. And we've decided that that's enough. We can't take it anymore. They're killing our people because of our race and they call it burglary. I mean, they are slaughtering our people.
Stop the white genocide! Stop the white genocide! Stop the white genocide! Stop the white genocide!
I'm David Martins and I am a businessman and I represent Boycott Naspers in Cape Town.
My name is Basil Nell. I'm a pensioner. My age 75 years and I live in Parow.
My name is René Ranger. I work for a German company here in town, 28 years old, and I was originally from Walvis Bay in Namibia.
I'm Anthony Schwartz. I'm from Parow and I work as a fire tech for Boland Fire.
I'm Judith Stanbridge. I live in Wynberg and I'm a mother and a housewife.
I'm Lieve Limson. I'm 12 years old and I go to Eastport Primary.
Johan Willemse, Lee's dad. I am the representative for RO Cape and this is our story that is being told here today.
This thing about racism comes all the way from the top echelons of the government where the president of the country sings, "Bring me my machine gun and let's kill the farmer, kill the Boer," with a capital letter. In other words, my people, my heritage is being eradicated by the slogans that the government, the people in the top positions in government are in fact propagating.
I walk the streets. At night, I walk it in the day. Maybe it's just me. I know some of my friends feel threatened. They won't walk the streets. Maybe it's the area where I live in. But no, I refuse to feel threatened by white, black, anything.
Newspapers have totally stopped reporting on any black on white violence. However, any white on black violence is blown up out of proportion.
Tell the guys what you told me about your school policies.
They said that like one day, like that black people, they like better than white people and all of that stuff, and that one day they're gonna kill all the white people out the countries.
I used to live in Limpopo, and I lived there for 16 years. I used to work on a sweet corn farm, and eventually it got to a point where it just got too hot, the situation with the land grabbing and you know, I mean, ZZ2, the biggest tomato farmers, they still have a monopoly there, so they're quite strong, able, but the smaller farms really, and I know of some people that have been killed on farms and so on, and then it's called a robbery gone wrong or something like that, but it isn't.
Police do not keep accurate statistics. Some of the statistics that we have found, for example, that are given as where we know people were actually murdered. The death certificates which were issued by doctors at state hospitals were given as heart attack, as given as natural causes, but they don't put down on the death certificate that it was a criminal offense, race-based hatred attack, and the person was murdered.
The other day I was walking, it was much about 10 o'clock, I was coming from a shoot, and those two guys, they approached me and they, like, with their gangsterism, and he asked me for the 10 rand, and I take out my wallet, I gave him a 10 rand, and all of a sudden they just want more, and he said, and he was like dominating with that language they talk, that gangster language. So I just took the 10 rand. Luckily for me, in Voortrekker Road in Para was the VRC ID, otherwise I was in trouble.
I was in the Navy for 2 years, 2006 and 7, and the big thing there is it was a struggle to get rank because they have a list, and on the top of the list they have if you're a black female plus 5 points, white female plus 3, and so on. And right at the bottom of the list, when it comes to getting rank and positions and stuff, you have white male, which is like you get minus 10 points off the bat. So it doesn't matter what your qualification is, what you've done, how, if you've got any disciplinary on your name or anything like that.
Basically what you're saying is they discriminated because of your skin color.
Exactly,
And also because of your sex. Because you're a white male,
yeah.
you have everything against you.
And the same is happening in South African police. There's a department full of white qualified males who needs promotions, and they don't get promotions because they're white.
My son-in-law, he's working at Greenpoint Lighthouse. He started off when he was about 19 years of age on the railway. He's up till today, he's still there. Udo was about, what, 59, 62. They only brought him up to a certain level, then they started taking blacks in. He comes to me and he says to me, Dad, you must see them. They must have breakfast, they must have tea time, they must have lunch, and they must have tea time again, and then they must have smoke breaks in between. And then the work doesn't get finished. Then the big brass wants to know from me why is the work not finished.
A few years back we had these two boys. They were in the same school, in the same class, same neighborhood, same type of parents, upper class parents. And the white boy was more intelligent. His points, they were friends actually. His points were high, his matric results. His black friend said that he is not as, he's different from the white boy. He's maybe more mechanical. His points was low. But they both, as a joke, enrolled themselves in a university. They took the black guy because he had more points, and it looks better if they have more black guys there. And they actually said that they couldn't believe that they done that, because the young white, black, coloured children don't see race anymore. But the system, as they're going out of school, make them see race, make them feel, oh, I'm not as good as that black man, or I'm not as good as that white man. So the government is actually promoting racism.
Me and this one guy, I was working security, and every Friday when we worked together, me and this black guy, we would put the money together, and we would buy this chicken at Pick n Pay, and we would share this chicken. And for me, it's just amazing how the stories they've got to tell. And I mean, for me, it's not the same, the color. They want to take away our language. I mean, it's Afrikaans. Dit is wat ons praat.
Nobody can force me to intermix, whether it be socially or at a work level or whatever, with a person of a different culture, irrespective of whether it is a Portuguese, whether it is an Italian. Nobody can basically enforce that on me.
It's called inbreeding, bastard. Okay? Where does my grandchild then fit in? He's not white, he's not black, he's not colored. It's just another normal human being, yes. But where does he or she fit in? What do they call him? Agter sy rug, a bastard. What is a bastard in English?
Bastard.
A bastard child. It's not white, it's not any kind of race to be associated with. It's a child, yes. For me it will be difficult to accept. It's her life and choice.
I've got black friends, I've got Muslim friends, I've got colored friends, neighbors, whatever. And they like my family. I don't have close family here. My family all lives far away. And since I stayed in Cape Town, it was them, who came to me and said, okay, can we help with this when we're sickness? The people on the ground level actually don't suffer so much from racism as that it's going up, especially in government, where whenever they don't have their way, they scream racism. Racism is such an easy word to get your way.
Me and this black guy was just having a normal conversation about life in general, how it is. And this one black guy comes up to us and he told me straight in the face, yeah, but it's your problem. It's you. And I said to him, but it's not me. I didn't start it. I was a young lad at that time.
When something that crops up and you got to apologize, the first thing that you ask yourself is, did I do it or who did it? I never saw what happened. I never knew what happened. I only hear it now from the people. Now, how can I apologize to something that I'm not aware of being wrong?
We march, we are racist. Anything via what we support and want to do gets said, you do not belong in the streets. You are not supposed to have anything to do with any kind of marches, voicing your opinion, going...
Be quiet and sit in the corner.
Be quiet, sit in the corner and listen to what the big teddy bears are saying. It doesn't make any kind of sense.
There's an agenda which is being driven, and apartheid got everything is blamed on apartheid. But in fact, apartheid was a true democracy, and that being that every tribe within the country, the Zulus could govern themselves, have their own country, they have their own state, their own police force, their own security services, their own, even their own defense force. And the same was for the Xhosas, the same would be for the people up in Leboa, the same would be for the Tswanas. And in fact, it was busy materializing because Botswana was, or the Bophuthatswana was already an independent state under Lucas Mangope. The Ciskei was in an independent state with its own defense force, etc. So, in fact, apartheid was, the definition of apartheid was a principle whereby every creed and tribe in South Africa, every grouping of people would be able to govern themselves and take control of their own, have their own laws. And nobody would, no race would actually govern over any other race.
We are not a bunch of racists. We're doing this thing because of our love for this country. Yes. And I'll do it again and again and again. Yeah. And they must tell me I'm a racist, so be it. But I'm doing this because of my love for my people and my country.
My dream is, and it will never happen actually, but I dream about it. And that is that we must return to apartheid system where everybody in his house can dictate what he was doing.
My dream is that every South African can do what he wants to do in South Africa under a set of laws governed and that are God-abiding laws, not socialist, communist, not DA, not ANC, whatever, but a true South African that lives for South Africa.
My dream is for South Africa. We've got a lot of lands, we've got green. I just want us to support us and not have the other countries support us. I mean, hate is going out, everything is just going out, and what about South Africa and its people? I mean, we need us as South Africans, we need to stand together.
My dream is, as a member of the, or descendant of the Boer folk, I would want my my Boervolk republics restored as it was prior to the Anglo-Boer Wars.
My dream is I just want people to stop being racist and calling everyone racist, and there must just be like harmony and everyone must be friends and there must be peace in the country.
My dream is to live another day so I can fight the war tomorrow.
My dream is religion be brought back into school, discipline be brought back into schools, because if we discipline our children at school level, we won't have always hooligans on the streets, and that there would be a better youth care program, especially in Cape Town, and there would be more action against the Nigerians, whoever is selling drugs, and they should be eliminated.